Octavia Morgan Los Angeles is a natural luxury fragrance and beauty brand. All of their products are created with intention and care and made in small batches with high quality ingredients. Octavia is a registered nurse and created the line primarily because of her own fragrance sensitivities to synthetics and other harmful preservatives that are traditionally found in mass-produced fragrances. Through extensive research and development, they formulated a clean, all-natural fragrance with distinct and unique scents that last for hours. That's both in the lotions, the eau de parfum, the candles, and the room diffusers. They only use glass bottles, which also preserves the fragrance, provides sustainability, and is eco-friendly. So today I want to introduce you to the one, the only Octavia Morgan.
So tell me who you are and how you came to this formulation.
Well, Octavia Morgan is a legacy brand. I learned how to formulate, how to pick my ingredients from my grandmother. She learned that from her mother, and her mother learned that from her mother. Her mother was actually a midwife, so she would go and pick herbs and do all of these things. And so this has been taught to us through the lineage. And I kind of, when my grandmother, when she transitioned and passed on, I picked up the baton and ran with it. And it was funny how I came actually into this space. I was actually just doing it for family and friends. People would call me and ask me. And my husband suggested that. He was like, you have something here. Why don't you sell it? And I was like, that's great. But I want to keep the integrity of my product. And it was very important to me that the product be all natural. When I say natural, I mean natural, nothing hidden. What you see is what you kind of get. I like to use very high quality ingredients, but extremely simple so that your body knows what's going in it. Like it can recognize it. It doesn't have to go through all of these different things to pull out the good ingredients. So this was a process that took me about 2 years. I went through, I formulated it, and I knew the ingredients I wanted to use, but I had to find a manufacturer that wouldn't cut corners. And that was actually an all natural manufacturer. So I went through maybe about 5 different manufacturers until I settled on the one that we worked together to formulate the final product of Octavia Morgan, the restoration crème. It was important to me that this product be something that I'm proud of, that my grandmother is proud of, and something that I would use on my own family members. In fact, the testing that was done for it, the initial testing was done from my 8-year-old nephew all the way up to my 70-year-old auntie.
Oh my God,
everyone in the middle.
Spectrum. Yeah.
Yes. And it was important for me because I wanted to see how it worked on each skin type, on different skin types, and also on different ages, because it does different things. I know sometimes when you get products and they say, oh, it's for every skin type. And you're like, but I have dark circles. I have dry skin. I have this. Everyone has all of these concerns. But when I tell you that I formulated this for all skin types, I literally formulated this for all skin types. But we did put a little razzle dazzle in there for the aging, because that's something that when you're a woman and you start in your 30s, you start really getting concerned about fine lines and wrinkles. And that was very important for me to address those concerns.
Go ahead, amazing. Is this product vegan?
Yes, it is. It's vegan. Yes, it is. It's all natural. It's vegan. It's organic. Yeah, I tried to get as close as my husband likes to tell people on our next iteration, we're going to make it so you can eat it. That's how natural it'll be. And that's very important to me.
Extraordinary. And don't you have a medical background too?
Yes, I'm also. So I kind of merged my two loves. Two things I love. I love education. I love I love science. Okay, so I love natural things. I love Eastern medicine. I love herbs. That is like something that is like instilled in me. But I'm a kind of person, like, I like the science behind it. I like the why. How does it work? Why does it work? Where's the data at? Because that's very important, especially when you're coming into this kind of, into our realm, into the natural realm. People kind of, they're like, oh, is this like, oh, like maybe it works? No, no, no. I have proven facts that my products work. And that's very important to me.
Amazing.
So, and I'm sorry, and I'm an RN. Yes, I'm a registered nurse. So I'm a health practitioner. Yes.
Great. Okay, so you formulated Octavia Morgan. So I understand that your husband was encouraging you, but that's a big leap from, I'm making this for friends and family to now I'm selling it. Who designed the business? How does that work? Because it's like, you can't just go anywhere and get this product. You got to kind of know somebody,
Yes. I had a lot of encouragement. So from the first moment that I kind of was like, okay, this is where we're going with it. I got a lot of women. In fact, I had a lot of women that came into my life. I had a lot of women on a professional level that came and really kind of showed me the ropes. Really educated me on the business end, and also on the ingredients end, how to source my ingredients ethically, how to do more intentional and conscious business. So a lot of that. And also my grandmother, she was a businesswoman. She was an entrepreneur, as was her mother. She was an entrepreneur. So that was kind of like always in my spirit. And it was like always like, if I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do it on my own.
Wonderful. I love everything you're saying. And this is clearly a family business. You and your husband run it together.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. He's more of the back end, and I do the creative. I do my packaging, all the sourcing, formulations, all of that is my end. All the end product belongs to me.
I love that it's made with love and it's a family business. So talk to me. So you have this like kind of herbalist background.
Yes.
And, married to science.
Yes.
And then I came to you and I said, I'm doing this clothing line and I want to have fragrance. I'm going to tell you a story. So do you remember a movie from the 80s called American Gigolo?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So there's a scene in American Gigolo where Richard Gere is putting his clothes together.
Yes.
Right? And he's doing cocaine at the same time. And I thought, like, getting dressed should be like, I don't advocate people doing drugs, but getting dressed should be a party. It should be like, I can't wait to wear this. I'm going to kill him when I put on this. And that was always the feeling I got from that scene. Okay. Like, he didn't need anybody else in the room. He's doing a bump of coke, putting on his Armani, and he could have stayed right there in that room. He was like, I know I look good. The body is good. The clothes are good. So we're not going to do cocaine, but fast forward, I felt like that's the scene that I wanted to create for women with fragrance.
Yes.
And you did that for me. Can you talk a little bit about like the first I don't even remember if you remember like this first few fragrances we came out with, and what was your process? The other thing everybody should know, Octavia and her husband, literally, she would formulate a fragrance and then they were hand mixing it. Mixing it.
Yes.
Hand pouring, curing them. Like I would call her and be like, Octavia, we're sold out of candles. All right, just give me another 2 weeks or month or whatever. She's like, because the longer they sit, the more she wouldn't even give them to me. She wouldn't trust that I wouldn't sell them. So
that's the OCD in me. Control.
So is there a process, or you just how do you come up with the scents?
You know what? I come up with the scents like I come up with everything else. I'm moved. So I have to be moved by it, right? So I know like some people, they like pull out these scents out the sky and they have like an idea. But for me, my process is a little bit different. My process is I start with my base, with the base notes. And based on my base notes, then I start building. And the way that I formulate is I add a little, I smell it. If I'm moved by it, then I continue. If I'm not moved by it, then I let it go. That's how my process is. So my process is always, I like to say like I'm very intuitive. Mm-hmm. So I use that when I'm in business, when I'm formulating, when I'm coming up with new things. I literally like put on like this great meditation music, and I have like my incense or a little going in the background, you know, a little bit, and then we start with our formulations. And again, I have to be moved by them, and if I'm moved by them, or it elicits a scene. Right. So sometimes when I smell different things, it makes like I can envision it. For instance, like we were talking about one of the fragrances that we came up with, right? And that fragrance, when I smell it, it makes me think like I have on this beautiful flowing florally dress, right? And I'm walking in I'm walking in the sun, but it's not harsh. It's kind of, you know, that real like light sun. And I'm like walking through this field of beautiful flowers. That is what comes to mind. So I know that particular scent is right. It's
so you
good.
know how to build it. That's incredible.
Yes, that is good. And that's how I go about doing all things. Like I said, I'm a person, I use all of my senses. So I use my touch, my smell, the hearing, you know, just everything. I use everything. And when I formulate.
So I want to tell you how popular your candles are. So I had a marketing idea, and I thought I will get little vials of the fragrance and I'll include that in every order.
Yes.
So I bought baggies, like scent proof and leak proof baggies to put these things in and whatever. Never did it. I would pack up the orders and totally forget. And one person would buy a candle, like they take a chance. Oh, okay, you know.
Yes.
And then 2 weeks later, they'd buy another candle.
Wow.
And then 3 weeks later, their friend has bought a candle. It's all just word of mouth. And you know, I sell out.
Yes, I know. And I thank you for opening up. Okay, so I thank you for opening up this lane to me. I always like scents, but I never, like, I would make them for personal, you know. I make people that I love and care about their personal scents. That's usually how I go about it. So when you called me and you were like, Octavia, I have an idea. I want a candle. I've been looking. I cannot find what I'm looking for. I just wanted to support you again as a friend. It's like, oh, my friend needs candles. Okay, I can do this. I know how to make candles. But you were very specific about what these candles were, which again made me so excited, because you were like, okay, I want to keep them as natural as possible, Octavia. I want to use coconut wax. I want to use cotton wicks. We're going to use glass containers. You know, we're going to try to make them as green as possible. And even with the scents, like with the essential oil scents that we use, even the scents that we formulated for those, I use a very specific manufacturer for that. They do very complex and high quality scents that you can't get in the average candle. Our candles they smell wonderful and people love them because they're natural. They burn beautifully. And they smell sometimes people say, oh, we can't smell essential oil candles. But even with the essential oils, you can smell that. You can get that throw. They have a beautiful throw. The range is like amazing. And that is, again, because we only use high quality ingredients. Everything that we use are very high quality. And again, everything that we use is tested even before we send anything out, even before I gave you the candles to actually sell on your website. I went through a process where I myself, I'm sorry, Tracy, I'm having like fog.
No, like I remember there was a batch of candles that you made and you're like.
And I threw them out I threw them out because I said, no, Tracy, we cannot use these. You were like, no.
I was like, I could give them to press.
No,
you're like,
no, because we only want to use top quality. We only want, we want everything the best. That is my motto, the best. I cannot be perfect, but I can give you the best of what it is that I have to give. And the same with you. You only want to give those that, that come to your website the best. And so that's what we do. And that's what we do. And like I said, I used, we R&D those candles, maybe researched and developed those candles. Maybe it took me about 2 months. 3 months, and I was like going through different wax and candle wicks, and it was like a whole to-do until I finally got the right formula that we're proud of.
And now we're gonna offer diffusers.
Yes, and I'm very excited about diffusers because I love home fragrances. I love for my home to smell good. And again, with these, it's the same kind of thing with the diffuser fragrances. We're using these complex essential oils, and even with the carrier oils we're using very high grade carrier oils for our diffusers. We're using natural reeds. Also in a glass container, in a glass vessel for our diffusers, and they last a really long time, and they actually make your home smell beautifully. And I like to kind of like synergy, like when you put on a fragrance, you put on the lotion and then you put on the fragrance and all of that. I like to do that in my home as well. So I have the diffuser and I have my candle burning. And we're also we have the diffuser oils that we have coming up. And with the diffuser oils, you can put those in like a cold or a hot diffuser so that it can permeate throughout your home. So we have those coming up as well. So you can have both.
What I love was the layering effect.
Yeah, I love layering.
That like I might have the candle in the bedroom, the diffuser in a room that has a child or something, or has a breezeway, and even like a different room could have a different scent.
Yes,
and they all work holistically.
And they all work together because again, it's not a fragrance oil. It's not like a fragrance, a synthetic fragrance, where it could be kind of offensive after a while, right? A synthetic fragrance can be extremely offensive after a while. These are all natural fragrances. So they kind of blend, they kind of mesh together to give you like this beautiful scent. So you don't have to worry like, oh, is this going to be overpowering? No, it's not.
And a lot of things, one thing that people aren't aware of is that if you have pets, they're very, very sensitive to fragrance.
Yes.
And many of these synthetic oils that people are using and fragrances are very disturbing to
are very toxic very toxic, not only for our pets, but for us too. And small children, it's extremely toxic to us to breathe in these synthetic fragrances. We don't know how they're made. We don't know what additives they use to them. So it could be extremely toxic to our respiratory system.
See, there's the RN coming through. Okay, so what else can we look forward to from Octavia Morgan? I want you to do like a line of homewares or something.
Yeah, so with us, what's coming on the horizon immediately with Octavia Morgan and Sante Grace, what's coming up immediately is we're solidifying our fragrances, our natural fragrances that we have. And we're also in the process of formulating lotions. Natural lotions to go with each fragrance, which would be very nice because again, we love that layering effect, but we also want to keep the lotions really moisturizing and as natural as possible. So we have those, and we also have body butters on the horizon to help to soften your skin. So we have that. And also we have room sprays that's coming on the home end. So let's talk about the home end. We have our candles. We have our diffusers. Now, I also, again, with the layering effect, I also am adding a room spray. That'd be really, really nice.
Do I get to have access to the room spray?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
great. Okay.
Yes, so we have a room spray, and that is pivoting me over to more of the home goods, because that's the thing. I want to get more into like the home space, because I believe like we spend so much time, if COVID taught us nothing else, we need to get our home in order. So I believe that I want to carry the same philosophy of Octavia Morgan as far as bringing all natural things to the home. I want to bring all natural things to your home. So I'm going to curate small batch items. Not so much, and not carry that on like major things, but like curate small batch items from all over the world, because I love to travel. So one of the things is I want to go to, different villages, because I want to also be a resource for these for the women in these villages as well, so that we can sell their products at good prices, and then we give the money back. So it's kind of like, again, synergy. So we're leaving the space better than what we found it. That's always what I love. I love to leave everything better than what I found it, and that's going to be my philosophy going into the home goods space.
Look, I'm in love. I can't wait. I love your fragrances, that they're always sophisticated, but approachable. It's not I don't even know how to describe it. The easiest way is they smell good and they make you feel good.
And that's it. And that's all I want to leave with, Tracy. That if you don't leave with anything else from Octavia Morgan, I want you to leave with that everything is done for our consumers' benefit. I want you to, when you pick up that, from the packaging to the ingredients that are inside, I want you to know that everything was thoughtfully curated. And I want you to feel that you are cared for and you are cared about. Because this is what...
Oh, no, I cut you off. Go ahead.
No, because, I want you to feel like that, because this is something that my family uses, and I want to extend that same like care and love out to each of my consumers, and know that you are thought about. I think about my customers. I think about my clientele. I'm thinking like, oh, what would she look like in this? And when she sprays this scent on, how is she going to feel? Is this going to be like a sensual scent? Or does she want to feel more playful today? Or does she want to ground in and a little bit more earthy? All of this comes into play.
So here's what I'm going to do. We have a slip dress that's coming out, that's silk charmeuse. I'm actually wearing like the camisole right now.
Okay.
I'm going to wait. I'm not going to launch those until we have the body lotion or the body butter, because I think that'll go part and parcel together.
Oh, the lotions, the lotions are really good. In fact, I have some on today. I layered up, and it is so yummy.
Are there any special ingredients we can know about that's in the lotion?
Well, with the lotion, I'm using shea butter. I have shea butter. I have sweet almond oil, jojoba in there, and I also have aloe vera. So again, I'm using aloe vera
You're
oil.
The aloe vera queen. You're always, every time I talk to you, it's aloe vera.
Because it's very soothing and nourishing. And aloe vera is one of those grounding ingredients, especially when you're doing anything with any lotions or any type of body butters. What it helps is it helps to ground the other ingredients, and it also gives it a sense of like a very soothing and healing to the skin. And that's what we want. Even when we're adding essential oil fragrances to our lotions, I want you to understand that it's still the message is always healing. We want you to be healing, and we want you to feel the naturalness of the product. Because again, with lotions and body butters, I feel them. And that lets me know if they're tacky, then it's something in there that's not natural. You can feel it. You can feel the quality of an ingredient. Just for those out there, just go into a store and literally just feel each lotion, and then you can feel the difference. You can feel it.
Okay. All right. I want to thank you for doing this, because I know you and hubby are crazy busy.
Yes.
And you're a very private person.
Yes, I am. But I'm happy, like, again, I'm happy to get this out there because you have been a really inspiration for me, Tracy. You know, you've been very inspirational with your brand, with Sante Grace, which you're bringing to the table as far as, you know, elevating, you know, high, and elevating and adding high fashion, you know, to the plus size realm. You know, your quality of your products are superb. And I just want to bring that same, you know, I want to bring that same energy. So, you know, like matches up, like,
absolutely,
like knows like, and that's the thing. And I'm very happy for you, bringing the candles to me. Cause I was doing the candles, like, you know, like I would do them for the house, but they were like more like, you know, something personal that I did. And it wasn't until you were like, hey, I need this, please. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, sure. I'll do it for you. And it's taken off, kind of like has a mind of its own. It's taken off for us. And I'm very happy to be partnering with you for Sante Grace and Octavia Morgan, Los Angeles. This has been a phenomenal opportunity for you know, Black girl magic, to show that we bring high quality luxury to the marketplace. Like, we don't skimp, and you know, we don't cut any corners. We are bringing really high quality things to the marketplace, and I'm very happy to partner with you and just to get it out there, you know.
Amen. Well, you're very talented, extremely talented person. So thank you for today.
Thank you for having me.
Okay.
Have a good day. Bye.